It's all gone now. And it's getting worse and worse. What has consistently been getting worse? The quality of everyday items was better in the past. Nowadays, manufacturers make products that don't last as long, so you'll have to buy them again. One example is Pyrex. Pyrex used to be high quality. The markings never came off. They were better heat resistant. Now they do both. If you find old Pyrex at a flea market, and I recommend googling the difference, that stuff is a buy it for life. Originally Pyrex was made of borosilicate glass, now it's soda lime. Just an inferior product. The cost of living. Trash and litter along roadways. In our area, trash accumulates faster than cleanup crews can deal with it. As a fairly young teacher, I am astounded by how bad the kids I am teaching are about rubbish. Like, I'll ask them to use a bin and they'll act offended or pretend I literally didn't just see them drop something on the floor. I don't know what's different, but there's only about 6 years between me and the kids I teach, but en masse they seem way worse about litter than anyone I've known my age. The cost of healthcare to stay alive. Google search. I listened to a podcast about this a while back, I think even a few years ago, and the thesis of the episode was basically that in Google's attempts to be usable for absolutely everyone, like all those who have never used the internet, who think the internet is only Facebook or Google, or who have to use it in a language that is foreign to them, that in those valiant efforts they also made themselves into an inferior product for people who are already comfortable with computers. For example, back in the day, if you asked Google a literal question like, "What is the world's most popular breakfast food?" all the extraneous words would just confuse the engine, so you'd learn to search something like breakfast food statistics, and then you'd actually have a few different potential places to source the answer to your question. Compare that to now, where Google has optimized its search techniques around newbies to such a degree that literal questions have been made to be more effective than keyword searches, and it will just display text algorithmically ripped from whatever the top hit is, and not even make the link to that top hit particularly visible. Google says it's all about simplicity, but as a result it's like they try to divorce users from the sources of their information entirely, and in a sense take full credit themselves for information that was in reality provided by someone else. Fast food. I wouldn't even be that upset about it if the prices weren't also getting worse. Social media. The internet has generally become a place where only a few large websites exist, and much of the content on these websites is simply screenshots of the others. Your perception of people changes so much as you grow up. When you're a little kid, you think adults can fix things. Then, as you get older, you realize that they don't fix things very well. You realize there are, in fact, no adults. Just a lot of kids who continue to age and have to pretend that they have stuff figured out. Mainstream network television programming. What is that? The 55th anniversary of the JFK assassination? How about a marathon of porn stars? Streaming services. The increased number of people, each wanting their own slice of the pie, have forgotten that the pie is finite and in a cost of living crisis is shrinking. Thus, instead of getting a share of a big percentage of the pie, trying to get their own might leave them with nothing. Somebody replied, "I recently lost access to some of my favorite content when Paramount created their streaming service." Do they think we're each going to open dozens of individual paid accounts? Ads are getting ridiculous too. On Hulu if I watch an ad, but then rewind past the ad break, I'm forced to watch it again. The irony is that streaming was an ideal break away from cable, but if I'm stuck with the same amount of ads, I might as well pay one company for access to multiple networks, especially as cable on-demand services keep improving. Takeout or dine-in. The food quality has gone down and the prices are insane. People's behavior and attitude toward each other. My attention span. My ADD was moderately under control in my 20s and now it's a battle to wash dishes every day. The cost of housing. It's ridiculous. Our rent keeps going up, so my husband just said forget it, let's move in with my dad for a year or so to save. Thankfully he was cool with it, because we seriously never have any extra to save. I don't know how people without help can do it. Rent is so expensive it's impossible to save the money needed to buy a house. Life and perception. As I get older and learn more, I find myself longing for the old days. But I'm not actually longing for the old days. I'm merely wishing I could go back to when I didn't know anything about how life and the world actually operate. Youthful perception is usually more optimistic. Ignorance is bliss. The cost of living in the UK. I'm still working the same job I was 5 years ago, and my partner has actually had multiple promotions, so our incoming money has, if anything, gotten better. But whereas 5 years ago we were able to pay all the bills, get what the kids needed, and still have a little spare for luxuries like meals out or family trips, now we are failing to make ends meet even with multiple cutbacks. We've cancelled everything non-necessary. The kids can't even go to their dance classes or after-school stuff anymore. We have got my 74-year-old grandma helping out with childcare, and we're raiding the discount section of food stores for bargain meals most weeks. It's not great being here at the moment. As I get older, my health deteriorates. People aren't kidding when they say I turned X age and started falling apart, it actually happens. I remember when hangovers weren't a thing. Then I remember when they were a one-day thing. Now, if I get past a hangover in 2 or 2.5 days, I think I'm doing pretty good. Advertisements. They have not only increased in frequency, but also in quality. For example, when you watch a basketball game, there are advertisements between free throw attempts. Everything is presented by company XYZ, and everything has some sort of advertisement connected to it, which is infuriating. Every advertisement is a sensory overload now. My week. It started off with my husband being diagnosed with stage 2 renal disease with an unknown source, likely to progress. Now it is currently ending with my soul dog being diagnosed with inoperable lung cancer and likely will pass in the next 2 days. All while 7 months pregnant. The internet. I remember when the internet started. Bulletin boards were the best. Inspired, interested people from around the world talking. And then websites. Any fool could throw up some HTML and have a little website talking about their cat and their favorite video games. Java chat rooms. Flash games. Game forums. It was the Wild West. You could post anything, anonymously, view anything, freely. It's all gone now. And it's getting worse and worse. Halloween decorations. You used to be able to buy metal gates, concrete plaster tombstones, and many other creative decorations that would last you several years, maybe even decades. Now all you can get are flimsy styrofoam and plastic tombstones meant to last only one Halloween. Looking at you, Spirit Halloween. Somebody replied, most of them seem like they need to add a costume part sold separately line on the packaging. I went as the Mad Hatter when I was in middle school and the costume included the jacket and hat, no wig, no pants, not anything else. We ended up buying a wig and then me and my mom went to Target and found some cool pants and socks and I ended up winning the Halloween contest at school, but it seems like a scam to call something a costume when it doesn't include even half of the outfit parts. Fast food. It's always been bad for you, but now it doesn't taste as good either, and is more expensive, on top of being bad for you. Not only is it legitimately worse, but also 2-3x more expensive than it was just a few years ago. Taco Bell, prime example. Fewer, worse options and everything's more than $10. YouTube. 2 unskippable ads with every video. And more throughout. I'm honestly surprised if there's only 2. I work in healthcare and I would have to say that the hospitals themselves have gotten progressively worse. It's at the point that I would not want to get sick and have them take care of me. Hospitals are purely trying to make as much profit as possible and it is at the expense of the hospital staff and patients. It's honestly horrifying. Restaurants have really changed over the years. The really nice ones have maintained a high standard, but the middle-of-the-road places have really decreased in terms of service and food quality while increasing prices. It's just not worth it to eat out unless you're either just going for cheap bar food or going out somewhere really nice. The quality of furniture has decreased over the years, so unless you want to spend $10,000, you can't really get something that will last 50 plus years. Somebody replied, estate sales are amazing. I picked up unique furniture for $20 that is built like a tank and will last forever. T-shirts. It used to be that you would get a t-shirt and it would last you literally decades. Almost more importantly in my opinion, the shirt also had some structure and shape to it. Now t-shirts are thin, flimsy, and formless. I feel like I'm wearing an undershirt or a pajama shirt. I should note that around the time t-shirts got shittier, all the t-shirt brands started advertising this is the softest t-shirt ever. I'm 99% sure the whole softness marketing was to distract customers from the fact that the fabric got thinner and cheaper. Because although the flimsy fabric is legitimately very soft, this shirt is not soft enough was never a complaint I had with old t-shirts. One thing that's definitely not getting worse is this channel. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date with my daily videos. Now let me know in the comments below if there is something you know that's been going down the toilet. And I'll see you tomorrow.